Okay, we are back and better than ever. We're not back. We're still here, still in America. Another couple hours heading out tonight, God willing. There's crazy storms taking place near Israel. Um, a lot of rain, but hopefully Delta has flown in the rain before. Oh, it should be okay. So interesting, very short piece on Meor Vashemesh in this parsha, just like last week. Also, one piece. Yisrael Ahavas Yosef. Yisrael Ahavas Yosef and Einayim doesn't Einayim, not Meor Vashemesh. Einayim doesn't understand what does that do with anything. Talking about stories all the time, people talking. They hated him, they didn't hate him, they love him, don't love him. More dreams, less dreams, all this talking going on, all these things going on there. What's the purpose of this? We know that Torah is not just for Shah, it's not just for one conversation. This is for eternity. This is Netzach. Everything that goes in the Torah applies today. It's not just from a couple thousand years ago. So to take a step back from where we are, let's first talk about conversations and stories. If you remember, last year, Devarim time, a few months ago, there's a beautiful piece of Meor Vashemesh on the purpose of stories. The purpose of stories. Moshe is giving stories of 40 years in the Midbar. All these youngsters have never heard these stories, or they heard about it. They didn't sin Korach. The Korach people were dead. They weren't part of the Meraglim story. They're dead. So what's the purpose? And so Meor Vashemesh has an idea of the purpose of stories, rabbi stories, Hasidic stories. The purpose is really for Musar. When someone gets up there and says stories, what happened to them or somebody else, the person says it, and the person listening to it kind of understands, you know what? I should improve my tzedakah. The story is about tzedakah. I got to think about that. The story is about tzaddik who davens for people. I should think about other people. That's the purpose of these stories. And then we said this, if you remember this, I actually said this at my father-in-law's 80th birthday in the summertime. So that went pretty well. Good, it's good Torah. That's the idea. So now fast forward a few months. Here we are in more Einayim in Vayeishev. And Meor Einayim has an interesting idea of what's the purpose of conversation. Unlike the Meor Vashemesh, who says these stories are more for Musar, Meor Einayim says just talking to a tzaddik. Tzaddik in the conversation is an uplifting experience. Yisrael Ahav es Yosef. Zohar says Yisrael Saba, meaning Hashem, loves Yosef, meaning adding on. And Meor Einayim says it's impossible for people to learn Torah 24/7. Just impossible. But what you could do is talk to a tzaddik. And the tzaddik can uplift the conversation, uplift your experience to your gashmias things. You don't talk about with the tzaddik about learning all the time. You don't have to converse with the tzaddik about Gemara all the time. But converse with the tzaddik in regular things. I don't know about the Mets, maybe not, but work, taking kids to school, anything of your life, by conversing with a tzaddik, can bring kedusha and help you in your regular life. So instead of just inspiring if you're the hour, 2 hours you're learning, 3 hours the shir, daf yomi, by talking with tzaddik outside the Beis Medrash can actually bring kedusha and help you in your other conversations and your business, your shalom bayis, talking other areas, and that really it can inspire you that way. So Meor Einayim has the idea of Yisrael, Hashem, Ahav es Yosef. Hashem loves the talk itself. Because unlike Meor Vashemesh, who the purpose of Musar, Meor Einayim has the idea of by talking to tzaddikim, you're actually raising the kedusha of your conversations. And that's literally what takes place. Yosef was a talker. Yosef's talking to the brothers, and Yaakov's talking to Yosef, and then Yosef's talking to Potiphar. All this talking going on there. And what's the purpose of this? And the purpose is no. The purpose is by connecting to a tzaddik, great things come from it. They had the dreams. Talking to Yosef gave them insight into Nevuah, what's going to take place. And talking to Yosef about the dreams, not just talking, getting the insight and the conversation with tzaddik gives you an insight to Nevuah. This is the Ramban says, why did Yosef do this? Why did Yosef put his life at risk? This is Nevuah. The Talmud of Tzaddik actually gives you great insight into things. We see that's literally what takes place. They ask Yosef for help to save the country with a famine. Yosef had no idea, but the tzaddik has this ability, whether it's the knowledge or the foresight or the das, the bina, whatever it is, to kind of help in different situations, not just Torah and Gemara. And with that, Shabbat Shalom. Speak to you on the other side.